The 12th Level Intellects podcast is hosted by the Watchtower Database. Visit watchtowerdatabase.com for more podcast episodes, videos, comics, artwork, and pretty much anything DC Animated Universe you can think of.
Only a 12th level intellect has the slightest hope of surviving what you are about to experience.
2, 1, clap.
Oh, I got it.
You got it anyway. I thought I could.
I
thought I
don't
could,
need
surprise you.
You can't get the jump on me.
I tried.
What's the opening gag? Something we've never talked about before, ever.
We've never talked about Batman.
That's
not
is
true.
Very untrue.
Talk about probably every episode. I bet there's not an episode where we don't.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good... Okay, well, I won't know the actual answer, but if you want to go through and listen to every episode, and there's one where
Find us an episode where we don't talk about Batman.
If you find... I mean, I know for sure there is one episode where we don't say Batman, so once you find that one...
Are you sure?
No. They don't know that. If you...
Well, I don't know that. They don't know that.
They know now that we know that... Or that they know we don't know that. So,
well, who are we, and what are they going to get out of this?
I was going to say they get a cool prize, but I have no idea what the prize is. The prize is the satisfaction of listening to this episode of 12th Level Intellects with James and Ted. Which one's which? You'll never know. I'm James.
And Batman. We talk about him in every episode.
He is a third host. He's always just sitting in the back of the room, quietly, patiently. There was a lot of newsworthy things that have happened between the last time we talked and the right now time. And
nice.
I have 4 things, but there might be more things.
That's fine. I've got 3 things.
Is that the new title of this segment? 4 things, but there might be more things. It's not. Okay, so my first thing is how Ben Affleck is officially not Batman, which was probably a thing of yours because you have been talking about that multiple weeks in a row. But
it was.
Okay. I know. I'm taking it because I want
It's official.
to. Yeah.
It's official, which
he's
means
been
my rumor... The rumor mill that I follow must be reliable.
But you don't know. I mean, your rumor mill was like...
I got my finger on the pulse. I don't know if you knew that.
But they don't know who is replacing him yet.
They don't, but we do.
But they don't know that we know.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
We don't know. But so...
John Hamm. It's one of those two.
Bat Ham.
Probably not.
Ben Affleck has gone back and forth so many times. But I feel like, oh God, I feel like blah. I feel like every time, everyone's questioning, like, is he going to do it or not? The fact that he goes back and forth so many times is a sign that he was going to stop, that he was going to not. Because if you really like playing the character, or you think everyone loves it, or you really like, I love being Batman, then you're just gonna. There's no question you're gonna.
Yeah,
keep doing
he finally
it
got his dream come true of not being Batman.
After his dream come true, maybe of being Batman, and I don't know.
And then realizing this is not like anything I ever wanted.
Oh yeah,
that's what happens, kids, when you chase your dreams and you get them, and you realize, why did I ever dream for this?
Don't ever chase dreams. Just stomp them out right now.
It's just like meeting your heroes. It's gonna leave you disappointed.
Yeah,
it's sad.
Maddie knows about
sad
that.
Message.
Because I met Maddie one time. That's what I mean. No, but
Maddie always leaves you disappointed, no matter what the context.
Whether I'm seeing him in person, whether he's sending me vanishing point footage, it's just.
There's a reason why we call it the vanishing point.
Yeah, because he'll be out of here. Toot sweet. Anyway, I mostly say this because I know he's listening to this. So anyway, that's all. I mean, Ben Affleck is out of Batman the same year that Batman quits on the DCAU timeline. Is that a coincidence? Yes, it is. That's all.
Another Batman-related topic.
Yeah.
is Batman Beyond.
The
Batman Beyond movie.
Right.
The on and off again.
Yeah.
It was going to happen because of spawned out the success of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And so Warner Brothers Animation was like, oh, we're going to make our own. thing, and they released some concept art that looked really weird. It looked
Yeah.
very different. Not Bruce Timm style at all.
Which I haven't looked into further, but I feel like it was just some sort of someone's like deviant artwork or something.
I think it had to be, yeah.
And then we joked about like, oh, we could really easily just like I could draw something and be like, oh, look, they're making this.
Oh yeah, you could easily spread some fake news. You could just doctor up some screenshots and be like, look, they're gonna start making the Flash the animated.
Yeah, well,
series.
there was some kind of like years ago there was like someone made Teen Titans season 3 is gonna, or not Teen Titans, Young Justice season 3 is gonna have Starfire in it, and Nightwing's gonna be in his like original comic like flourishy blue yellow costume, and there was like a doctored screenshot of them standing in the Young Justice like computer area, and it's like, oh
that
wow,
happened.
yeah. So anyway, but yeah, this Batman Beyond movie's not happening.
Yeah, I'm sure you remember our old stomping grounds, the DC Universe animated forums with Cryptcom and all those other websites and stuff that Cryptcom did. There was one Green Lantern, the animated series that was like just like the old school like BatmanSuperman.com, where it looked like it was an episode guide with like all these episodes, and it had the character turns around for like all.
I forgot about the episode guides and stuff. Yeah, like they figured out a whole series. Yeah,
and they even had some doctored screenshots on the pages of the characters. It looked like Guy Gardner was in the DCAU and stuff.
I remember that now. Like now, I wish I could
Parallax.
see those. Maybe those are available somewhere. There was also like someone had made that the Justice Guild episode where they put the Justice Society instead, and it got spread around enough to where like still today people think that was a real thing. Right. And I always have to tell them like, no, I'm sorry, no. That was so and so from not Super Buddies or whatever. So we know things.
Well, the point is, Batman Beyond animated movie is not happening. And Warner Brothers even went out to say there are no discussions right now.
Yeah,
about it. So.
We have no idea how anyone thought that was real or whatever. Which I'm sort of disappointed for Ben at the Above and Batman Beyond podcast, because he just put out yesterday like an new episode all about like, you know, what might the movie be about and all this stuff.
Oh, and
he already missed it like the time anyway.
That's why you gotta get out fast, like we do.
But there is the Fatal 5 movie that's going to be happening.
Nice segue.
Yeah, thank you.
This is my bingo. Like, we just went through all three of mine, too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got an actual trailer a couple days ago. We did our reaction video. They're slightly cringy because I feel like reaction videos are not the best content, but we had to put something out there. There's, like, nothing new in this trailer, really. There's a couple of interesting things it seems like they call Jessica Cruz Limelight. I don't know if you caught that.
They said something about needing the limelight.
Yeah, it was like everyone knows Limelight or something like that. I think
I wonder if they're gonna go into like the entities that kind of like, you know how Parallax is the yellow entity for the yellow power rings. Maybe Ion, that's always been the green entity. Yeah. Maybe it's something to do with that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, because I also wonder if since Jessica Cruz has not been like part of this universe before, and they're kind of bringing her in as a slightly different character anyway. If maybe like by Legion time she's, you know, known as like Limelight, the most amazing superhero ever besides Superman that we based our entire thing on or whatever. But yeah.
Well, you know that like Limelight's from like the saying, you know, like to step into the limelights, like to be in the, you know, scope of fame. So it's like if she becomes a Green Lantern in this movie, that's kind of her stepping into the limelight and being a hero, a very important person for the first time, and literally exiting her like anxiety-filled bedroom. You know, like she's definitely house ridden. Like I think that's a story arc that we'll see play out for this movie.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with like Green Lantern Corps and stuff in this, because we see the power battery, we see like, so they're probably on Oa or something at some point.
It's the power battery that we saw in the Green Lantern First Flight movie. Just like how we saw the Crisis on Two Earths moon base on the promo image. They're recycling some background.
They just keep reusing stuff, which, so is that in present day, is it in the future, whatever? Because I mean, they do say when you see them floating into you see the Fatal 5 floating around in the power battery area, that's when you hear Emerald Empress say like, "We'll we'll destroy our enemies before they exist or something like that. I can't remember the exact line, which makes you think that they're in the past. But there's also plenty of like lines being said in the trailer that aren't actually being said by their mouths at that moment. Like Batman says something where his mouth clearly didn't say that line. So I don't know.
That could be the catalyst for how Jessica Cruz gets her ring.
Yeah.
Is they go to the past, destroy Oa, and she ends up kind of being like a Kyle Rayner, like last Lantern of the universe type. But that wouldn't really mesh with Cairo.
Well, okay, something interesting I just thought of, but it would be cool, but also I would hate it, is if they did some kind of like time travel to a point where like the main DCAU is like we're in an alternate timeline or something like that where they destroyed Oa, and so Kyle Rayner never happened, Jon Stewart never happened, all that stuff. So like that's why Miss Martian's around. That's why Wonder Woman has a sword. That's why like these
just a way for them to just sweep away continuity and be like,
it doesn't matter. I really don't like that idea, but I also kind of do, because then it wouldn't matter.
It wouldn't matter.
And then as long as by the end of the movie it gets fixed, and then you get like a cameo from Blood
or it doesn't get fixed.
yeah,
there you go.
And it's just always
and
that
Triumph
way
and Black Condor.
Well, the writer Eric Carrasco, I think it's probably not pronounced so
extravagantly.
Yeah, there you go. But he's apparently like a fan of ours. He's watched our stuff before, and he just tweeted. You probably saw Maddie send it.
I did.
He's looking forward to the Will It Cannon video and stuff. So that's really
happening.
cool to see. Yeah, the guy that wrote the new JLU movie is looking forward to our videos about his movie. So that makes me happy. We did it, Ted.
Crazy cyclical world. Yeah, we kind of met the mission of the
Watchtower
Database.
We can stop now.
Talk about these shows long enough to bring it back.
We don't have to do this anymore. We've reached the peak.
We keep doing it a little bit.
Yeah, no.
At least twice a month.
Did you have more stuff, or did I take all your stuff?
You took all my stuff.
Okay. The only other things I had was we got a Birds of Prey teaser.
That's
just
right.
really quick flashes of all the characters. So we saw Harley Quinn and Black Canary,
and Huntress.
Yeah. We also saw what's his face? Hello there, General Kenobi.
Ewan McGregor as
Black Mask. But
Black
he
Mask.
did not have a mask on. He just was in a suit or something. Then we also saw Cassandra Cain and Zaz and
Renee Montoya, maybe.
Yes, I think that's it. All just really quick.
Cool.
They're in like a weird little circus tent or something with red and blue lights and stuff.
It's a lot of characters. I hope they can, juggle them all, because they're kind
some
of
kind of Suicide Squad. Speaking
Which,
of Suicide Squad,
James
more
is
news.
gonna direct that. That's exciting. He was already writing the script, and now they brought James Gunn on to direct Suicide Squad 2.
I'm sick. I'm gonna be sipping tea and coughing the whole podcast. So
I
get ready
think
for
that
it.
directing choice was sick. Give the man more.
Yeah,
work. He didn't deserve to get fired from Marvel.
Yeah. No, that'll be interesting whether or not he treats it seriously, or if he's just kind of like using it as a passive aggressive, like your move, Marvel kind of thing.
Well, did you see like somebody in Marvel, or somebody recommended Marvel like all these other director choices for Guardians 3,
and they all said like, how about
one
James
of them was
Gunn?
Edgar Wright? Edgar Wright was like, you forgot James Gunn on that list.
Yeah. I think like 2 or 3 of them said that. Yeah, that's pretty funny. There's also like an Endgame Super Bowl little teaser.
I saw that.
I
saw the Super Bowl though too. That sucked.
Yeah,
but the trailer was cool.
Yeah, football. You don't see much more of the movie, but I think this is probably where I'm going to stop watching the trailers because it comes out in like April, right? So it'll be pretty damn soon, and I'm not.
Soon.
I did
Captain
that for
Marvel's
Infinity
coming
War.
sooner.
Yeah,
Captain Marvel's really damn soon.
Yeah,
like this weekend, next week, really soon.
Is it? Time to look up the.
By the time this is out,
Captain No, I'll do it first. March 8th. March 8th.
Okay, so we got a month.
That's not this weekend at all. Yeah, we got like 3 weeks. Yeah. But so you don't see too much new stuff in the Endgame thing, but you got clean-shaven Captain America. You got there's like a really quick clip of Rocket Raccoon like coming into a like cabin doorway or something like that, like a
captain's cabin.
Like a wood cabin.
A wood cabin. Oh,
don't bring
Groot
the captain.
Cabin.
A
cabin made of
Groot. A Groot cabin. All he can say is cabin.
Groot's in the Woods, directed by Joss Whedon.
Yeah, Lady in the Water. Groot in the water. But so he comes in, and if you only see it for like 1 second, and I can't tell if that is like Thanos's little hut that he's living in. Because it might be, from what I can tell, but I might be completely wrong, and it's more likely
He's
that I'm
just
completely
sitting
wrong.
in his Groot cabin, sipping on a Groot beer.
That's what he did. Part of the snap was to transfer Groot's essence into a cabin that he could live in for an indefinite amount of time. I'm trying to remember if there was any more like teaser trailers or anything that happened recently, because I know there's just been a bunch of stuff. But I probably forgot something. I don't know.
We talked about Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah. No Venom 2 trailer yet, man. What the heck?
What the heck, man? I didn't even see the first Venom movie.
No, you did not, but I described the entire plot to you. Well, we can, today we're going to be talking about Young Justice again, where this is the final 4 episodes of Season 3, Part 1. And we're going to be joined by Brian Day. He's been on the podcast a couple of times in the past. I think he was maybe on the first or second episode, even not the first.
Not that early, but pretty early.
He talked about something else with us. Anyway,
we've talked on his YouTube channel before too. What's his YouTube channel name again?
It's, we'll have him plug it when he when he comes in.
Yeah, that's probably best
because he's changed the name like 3 times, so I don't remember.
He's coming in now.
All right, hey, we're here with Brian Day again. Do you want to introduce a channel or anything that you're like your channel name or something like that? Because we brought it up in the introduction prior to this and forgot what your channel was called because we're lame and dumb and losers.
No worries. My channel is right now BD Night Entertainment.
Okay, cool,
sweet.
So we'll plug that in the description for y'all to see. We're going to be talking about Young Justice episodes 10, 11, 12, and 13. The final 4 episodes.
The final 4
of the first season first half. This is I always have to look them up.
First half of the 3rd season.
I always have to look up which ones happened first. But if either
Episode
of you already
10,
have the thing in front of you, yeah.
I have it. Episode 10 was called Exceptional Human Beings.
That's
right. And it featured a bunch of exceptional human beings.
Was that the Batman and Katana and
Metamorpho? Yeah. The Outsiders.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah. Finally. We're only on episode 10.
Well, technically that's Batman Incorporated.
Yeah, that too.
Yes,
but
don't you know your comics?
Well, they're Batman Incorporated for the show, was kind of what Black Lightning called them for a second there.
True. I guess that's more, the adult Outsiders, because for Nightwing's Outsiders, there's Halo, Geoforce, and Black Lightning.
Right, which they were all members of the original Outsiders team in the comics, but along with Batman and Katana and Metamorpho. So that was they all kind of rounded out the team.
Yeah, Ted, you had predicted, Ted,
merging.
Yeah, they're gonna come together right now over me, but maybe that's not gonna happen yet. Maybe later.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Metamorpho, I thought his design was kind of weird because he has no nose and he looked really chameleon-like from Spider-Man, and then later he gets his suit ripped off or something, and he's way more clay-facey and grotesque and stuff. Okay, he was just holding himself together in some kind of better looking form. So I definitely liked his crunchier version better than than the not.
Yeah, I suppose he wore some kind of containment suit. It kind of reminded me of Mudslide with Clayface.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yeah, some sort of plastic plastic wrap or something. Yeah, Katana characteristically barely said anything or said nothing, which was, and they
Characteristically.
called her Sword Soul Stealer or whatever it is actually.
The Soul Taker sword.
Whatever
That's
it
what
is.
it's called.
Yeah.
Oh, so take her. Okay. I didn't catch that.
Yeah,
I liked.
It was cool to see her sword fight with
Yeah.
Lady Shiva. That was pretty awesome.
yeah, that was
I
awesome.
like them coming to the island or onto the island, and Bane is like, no one gets onto Santa Prisca, and then Batman's like, except for this person and this person and this person, and it just pisses him off.
And not only that, but spoilers for the end of that episode, but they leave too.
Yeah.
Plus, I like the fact that
Yeah,
Bane
but that-
was devenomized, or what's the word?
Yeah, like I'm not doing that anymore or something. Yeah, like I don't need it or something.
Plus, his design is very similar to the to Tom Hardy's look, which made
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
which made me think could his look be better if it was just face paint instead of the Darth Vader prototype mask?
Luchadora mask or something.
I like the mask. At least like a Lucador mask. He's got to
Yeah.
have something.
Well, I mean, it looked like a
mask,
mask, but I thought it looked like face paint though. I think, or was it just the first season though?
Maybe I don't know. I know
Yeah.
he
The
looks.
first
He's
season looked
definitely
a little
more of
different.
a just like a dude in this version. Like when I don't know. Anytime we see him in BTAS, he's already like even non venomed. He's still like just this huge guy. And in Young Justice, he's like I don't know, he's just a guy.
he had face paint
He did?
at the
Okay.
beginning of it. Yeah, he kind of did.
Yeah, I also
cool.
kind of like the idea of
look.
Bane just being a drug dealer, not being a criminal mastermind, but still has some
Yeah.
pretty good moves on his own. This way, it's not just another baddie that comes to live in Gotham for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he's kind of more underground. He's more, in the unseen area.
He's honestly
yeah.
kind of like a global political leader now in charge of Santa Prisca. Like he's
guess
kind of
so.
like obviously not recognized by like the UN or anything like that or the World Assembly, but he's still like, you don't go to Santa Prisca without talking to Bane.
Plus, did you guys
This
Just like
is-
Black Adam and Kondak.
okay? Plus, did you guys suspected that it'd be Deathstroke being the new leader of the League of Shadows or Lady Shiva?
I thought it was Lady Shiva, but it doesn't surprise me to be either one, I guess, because like Deathstroke at least was involved with that in the DCAMU, because
Yeah.
Ra's al Ghul was with Damien when they go to fight him on. I can't even think of what I'm talking about. Damien,
The Batman and Son movie,
yeah, that one, Son of Batman, yeah.
which isn't in the same continuity as
No,
Young
it's not.
Justice, but it's close.
This is also the episode with Cyborg being introduced, right? So this is
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and this is like the
Him-
least
Either this or the
cybernetic
next
cyborg
one.
I've
It
seen.
might have been the next one.
yeah, it's a lot more just like he's got like an arm and part of his face. I think is like the total amount that he's got.
Yeah, but that was like the darkest
next
origin I
episode,
think I've
11.
ever seen of the character.
Yeah,
Darker than
I
even
really like. Yeah, I really like that they're able to do stuff like that in this season, not being on like a network television channel. Like there's not as strict of guidelines or whatever. Like they can show his mangled corpse after he's been blown
Yeah.
to bits by the like. I knew it was coming. I know what happens to Cyborg, but I still, as soon as he blew up, I was just like, oh my god, like that's horrifying. And he's like,
I
sitting
loved how
there,
he's controlled by the Father Box because like
Yeah.
his New Gods connection is only a recent change to his character. He was never at all associated with Apocalypse or New Genesis
Yeah,
before
it's just
the
kind
New
of
52.
happened to be the technology. Yeah, if not.
This has been in like the last 7 years that he's had this connection to the fourth world.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think it makes his character much more interesting.
That's what threw
Yeah,
me
and
off a
she-
bit
and-
about the whole father boxes because I never
Yeah.
heard that before in in some of the comics I read or even the DCAU. It was always just the mother boxes, but
Father
Yeah.
Box is around. Yeah, it's a thing.
I've been rewatching the first two seasons of Young Justice, and I think there's some references to that early on with like Bruno Mannheim's technology that he's bringing to Earth and stuff. And there's the start of this. I guess I don't think it's revealed in this episode, but we do find out soon that like plot lines start coming together when you find out Halo is like a mother box incarnate or whatever, which that was a really cool reveal that I was not expecting at all.
No, me neither. That was new too.
Yeah, because
to where they can actually interact.
Yeah, because I was expecting like those control chips that Bedlam was using. I thought those were pieces of the mother boxes, but
Yeah.
that's probably not the case though, because it seems like they're everywhere, even with the League of Assassins or, I suppose, Greater Bialia.
Right. And yeah, that was even like in the first season when all the different bad guys use their different powers to make the like little tiny starro bits that go in people's necks and take them over. That was like, oh, it's a combination of starro and magic and science and all this stuff. Where like I'm kind of assuming that the mind control for the metahuman or the metagene teens are like something like that. I don't know. A more dark sidey version of that or something. What else happened in this episode? Anything?
Well, we get to see Tara.
Oh yeah. Was that is this the one where she flattens?
James, you jumped ahead to episode 11. All
I
the
know,
cyborg stuff happened then. Yeah.
Well, yeah, this one just ends with him blowing up, right? Like it doesn't actually show.
Right, episode 10 did.
Yeah,
I believe.
I think so.
Yeah, plus we get to see
either that or it showed the spark. I forget how it ended. It might just
well,
have the spark,
episode 10
like,
just ended with the father box just glowing after
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah, after
there
much
was a little
older
spark on the
Hal showed it,
cords.
brought it to Silas Stone.
Right.
Did you guys notice he has like
Yeah,
a gray
I did.
hair?
Yeah, that was something that kind of was weird to me because I was like, it's only been like maximum 7 years since the start of the show, and he didn't look very old then. He just looked normal like everybody else.
Well,
but,
that matches the continuity
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the early '90s DC Comics. Like they were about at year 7 or 8 of the DC universe by the time
But
he just
turned
has
into
terrible
Parallax.
hair genes, I guess.
Yeah, because I mean Barry's still looking
all the stress.
youthful.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess we haven't seen.
For a
No, we saw
grandparent.
Bruce Wayne. Yeah, Bruce Wayne still looks about the same as he did.
Yeah,
But they're really good at subtle, like very mildly aging them between seasons, like just little tiny marks or change in head shape or something that will be like, oh, it's just different enough that I
Hairstyle.
noticed something. Yeah.
yeah. Plus,
Which
Costume.
I didn't remember how Superboy doesn't age because of him being a clone. Like he mentions that in the second season that I'm rewatching now, and but that makes a lot more sense because I was thinking like everybody else definitely looks older. Why don't you look older? Like, oh, okay, he's just gonna look like that forever.
Yeah.
but I think he looks a little,
Basically.
maybe a little bit older now in this season. I mean,
Yeah, maybe more like rugged or something. Yeah,
the
he
character in the
definitely-
comics eventually aged. Like
Yeah.
there's an arc of the Titans book from 2003 called Titans of Tomorrow, where they go to the far future and see Connor Kent as Superman, and he's definitely like filled in. The
It also
suit.
kind of
Looks
could
like
be
an
maybe
adult.
like a Zeta Project syndrome or Static Shock syndrome or something where like the art style maybe updates a little bit between seasons or something. Like they get better at, oh, this style is more streamlined with what we were doing or something. I don't know. That might explain part of it. But yeah, the episode 11 is where he actually like becomes cyborg and Halo comes through the rift, the boom tube that she makes herself and helps him out as he's trying to kill everybody in Star Labs and all that stuff.
yeah, and,
this
and
one's
don't
called
forget
Another
Fred Bug
Freak.
with 2 G's.
Yeah, with 2 G's.
That's
yeah.
right, with 2 G's.
I cannot forget it, even when I try. When I sleep at night, that's all I hear.
That's right.
And
I liked how
Harper Row.
their friend, Harper Row, she's Bluebird from the comic books. Yeah,
Which, when she
introduced
first
in
came in, I
Batman
thought this
Eternal.
was supposed to be Row from the Zeta Project, because I don't know Harper Row as a character
That would
at
be a
all.
deep cut.
Yeah,
They had Wendy and Marvin, didn't they? In,
Yeah,
like season 1 and 2. So
Yeah.
it's not impossible.
yeah.
Could
They
happen.
can bring in whoever they want who's like a teenage character. Yeah, a young character, if you will.
Plus, I like the fact they got the Teen Titans cyber actor to voice his father now. So that's,
Oh yeah.
I think that's now 4 or 5 roles he's done in Young Justice so far.
Yeah, he was also
Wow.
some football player
Carrie
on this
Payton.
team that kept shouting "Booyah" all the time.
That's
which
right.
Booyah
Yeah, I
was
heard
like
that.
their like team chant or something. Was kind of cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really funny that he's not Cyborg.
Yeah.
But he's every other character.
He's so many characters. Yeah, I think
That's
he kind of fits the Silas Stone better now because he's older. Like he's not like Silas Stone aged, but he was never really Cyborg aged when he voiced Cyborg either. So I think he's more. I mean, he's that whatchamacallit long-haired dude on Walking Dead that I don't watch, which is an older character, I guess. But
he's cool.
What else? Happy Harbor High, make new friends with Harper Row.
This was mainly the Cyborg episode.
Oh yeah, and Brion's patience.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's having to tell him over and over again. I like that there's parallels between Brion and Superboy, that they're both just, oh yeah, I know what it's like to be angry all the time, but it's like it almost got annoying with not Earthmover. What the fuck is his name? King Jafar. What's his actual superhero name?
Geoforce.
Yeah, there you go. King Joffrey, that's what I said.
Yeah, so I gotta say, there's more scenes with Nightwing than with Superboy, and that's what I was hoping for more, just more interactions with Brion and Connor.
Yeah, to kind of calm him down. Oh yeah, I used to do this.
They had their whole Zen and the Art of the Motorcycle moment a few episodes ago.
Yeah, because I mean, in real life, the voice actors, they get along pretty well. Troy Baker and Nolan North. They even do a YouTube channel called Retro Replay.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they act like brothers. They even played brothers in the last Uncharted game.
Wait, is Troy Baker doing Geoforce's voice?
Yep.
I can hear that now that I hear his voice. That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
And the both of them are they Batman and Superman in the Lego DC movies? I believe they did. I just did a Trivia Tuesday on them.
Yeah.
So that sounds like Nolan North is Superman, I think, and Troy Baker is Batman.
Yep. Yeah.
So they're the world's finest of the Lego world.
Troy Baker has played Batman and the Joker. Ted, did you know this? Trivia Tuesdays. Thank you for sticking around with another episode from James.
I did know that.
Joker, and Two-Face, and the first 3 Robins in different media.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Wow.
What is
everyone but Alfred?
What is episode 12? Nightmare Monkeys. Oh, this is the Beast Boy.
The Beast Boy.
Yeah, this is
actually
actually
a good
my
one.
favorite of the 4, I think.
I was really stoned when I watched this and got very confused very fast.
Well,
I've watched it at least 2 more times since. No, I was in a sense.
Yeah, the good goggles. My God, they really are hammering.
I had my green goggles on.
Double iteration thing in this season.
Right. Well, that's it. Yeah, it's a pretty common DC Comics thing. Lois Lane, etc. Lex Luthor.
Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Alliteration.
I guess it's just comic books at all. Yeah, but I mean, this something in this episode that confused me is, we've had this whole little plot of like, oh, Tara is Brion's sister, or Tara, I guess, is her actual name, or Tara is like her superhero name, or
right?
Whatever.
Yep.
But so she's missing, and no one knows where she is, and Brion has this very like Czechoslovakian kind of accent like the whole time, and then the girl that Beast Boy is like dating and rooming with or whatever also
she's a queen
she's royalty. She has blonde hair, she has the same very similar accent, and I was like, oh, Tara's right here, like this is the answer. And then because I completely forgot about the whole episode where Kid Flash has to run the heart to her and keep Vertigo
but Beast
from
Boy's got
becoming
a type.
king and stuff. Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, because I was like, oh, this is Tara right here, there's the answer. And then when it wasn't Tara, I was very confused, like, then who is this? But yeah, I figured it out, I guess.
Nope, different character. Teen Titans voice actor for that one.
Oh yeah, this is a Starfire one, I think.
Oh yeah, Hendon Welch.
Yeah. Which they all make cameos in this because of that Doom Patrol Go thing.
Right.
That cracked me up.
I love ridiculous thing.
That's what made me think that I was having a dream while I was watching this.
This isn't real. Yeah. This isn't the actual episode.
That's the type of dreams I have.
But I did like how it really reflects on what happened for DC Media.
Die.
Yeah, it's definitely something. that won't make any sense to people later when they rewatch the show if they're not aware of Teen Titans Go, that was a thing and that people didn't like it and all this stuff. It's
But
kind of a
kind of
meta
like
thing, yeah.
the beauty of what the DC Universe streaming channel can do with their content. You know, it's like they can afford to do an episode like that. That's kind of more experimental.
Yeah, luckily
I
now,
feel like
now there's no more like bat embargoes or embargo of
Right.
anything. Anything can go.
That's awesome. We're gonna have better content for it.
Yeah, which
better
it should
creativity.
have been this way constant, like the whole time.
John Constantly.
I thought about that.
Yeah, I just said it.
But yeah, that whole segment made me think, if this was on TV, that someone would just be flipping across it and be like, "Oh God, I thought Young Justice was on," and just skips it, doesn't watch the whole episode. And I like how they all the Teen Titans voice actors basically fit with the Doom Patrol characters, except then it's just like Raven's voice in Negative Man for no reason. Like
I actually did some.
Well, the Raven.
Yeah, actually some.
The disembodied Raven and Energy Raven is like the
yeah.
Negative Man.
Yeah. Plus, there's some looking. There was actually a Negative Woman that's part of the Doom Patrol.
That's true. That's true too. And she
But
was Russian.
I'm glad that they kind of follow up on like why Beast Boy is like a Star Trek actor now and not why is he now with Young Justice? What happened to his mom or whatever? Like, we didn't really ever get any of that because it all happens between seasons every time, so we always have to play catch up. And there's so much stuff going on this season that there was
closure in the Young Justice Outsiders tie-in comic that they put on the streaming app. That is the closure that you want for Beast Boy and his mom and Miss Martian and everybody.
Yeah,
it's there.
I don't do that. I just only watch the shows. The comics aren't canon ever, period. Okay.
They are for Young Justice.
Yeah, I know. That's why I still wish that Chris Jones got more credit for drawing those because they're really good. Anyway.
He just got some more.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Christopher Jones.
Yeah, I think he even did some artwork for the Batman comics at the time.
Yep. He did a lot of those. And he did some Justice League Adventures also. He's a good man. We've spoken to him. What else happened in this?
There was the monkey spirit of the green.
Yeah, they kind of explain why
green monkey
why
guy.
why do you think you can only change into animals or something?
Yeah, because I think that was
more
more
to it.
closely to Beast Boy's origin from the comics, I believe.
Yeah,
it is. Although it's more of like he's part of the red. Like the green is the plant life, the swamp thing. The red empowers like Vixen.
Yeah, because I saw some comic images where Beast Boy's all red now, just better show.
Yeah, that happened in the New 52. They made him red.
Yeah, I don't like it. Looks like a furry Red Hulk to me.
Yeah, any color change of Bernie Rast can't ask for the green one anymore.
Yeah,
but the
give me the red one. Unless he's talking about Miss Martian.
No, not Robin. Oh, God. Yeah, you're right. And we'll find out maybe.
Now we got a Miss Martian on the
out.
DCAU to think about.
Yeah. Plus, that made me realize something. If Beast Boy really did get the powers from Miss Martian, then shouldn't he look more like a white Martian instead of green?
That's a good point.
Except he got his powers from a green monkey, or green monkey god.
Well, but it's the blood transfusion, Ted. It's the
but I didn't watch season 1 or 2 in like a few years, so I'm just going off of this episode.
That's okay. That's Greg Weisman's way of utilizing the mythical aspect of thing in his writing.
Yeah, I do like when they change. Yeah, they change stuff for this show to make it hard to anticipate what they're going to do, but then they also tie it into more like traditional stuff sometimes. So this is like a combo of both, I guess. Like brand new origin for Beast Boy, also original origin for Beast Boy.
And it's like how the Blue Beetle stuff. We had that one Green Beetle who was a Green Martian, but he was disguised in the Reach, and it's a new character, but it made sense for that season.
I miss that character. He had a good theme.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll come back.
I don't remember if he dies in the previous season or not.
He didn't. Well, I mean, half of him did, sort of.
Okay, because he gets detached from the beetle thing, right?
Yeah, because black beetles can destroy like the scarab, and that would really kill like the host. But I guess being a Martian, somehow he was able not to be killed by that.
Yeah, he like transformed away from dying or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Final episode of this little chunk.
It's called True Heroes,
Yep.
episode 13.
This is where they go save Terra from the terrible place she's in.
Which is based, it seemed like the plot from Terror Titans, the comic series, too.
I'll take your word for it.
And it's because in the comic series Terror Titans, there were a bunch of teenage characters who were forced to basically participate in a meta brawl type situation,
yeah,
which is
yeah,
what
yeah.
Terra was doing here. She was fighting someone called Holocaust, and basically like fighting to be bidded on and bought and sold.
And Holocaust
ended up being,
is a milestone character, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's what I assumed, but I wasn't 100% sure. But so in Terror Titans, they're like experimented on by the Apocalypse people, specifically Bedlam. Do you know Bedlam, who usually wears like a purple outfit with like a
we talked
yellow
about him.
face? Yeah, like because I kept expecting him to be in the first 3 episodes of
yeah.
Outsiders as
It was a fake
Baron
out.
Bedlam.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Baron Bedlam is a separate character from
Yeah.
the Outsiders book.
Right.
But it would have made sense because Bedlam was experimenting on all the teenage kids in the Terror Titans book. And, like, we have all this apocalyptic new god sort of interference that happens in season 3 so far. So this would have been the perfect time to see this apocalyptic Bedlam. But didn't happen yet.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it will. We'll see.
Yeah. Plus, we get to see another fight between the boxes, mother and father.
That was
The
like out of a
3
horror
box.
movie. She seemed like she was like the last girl running through the house and like he's doing like a shining thing like here's Johnny.
Yeah.
Sort of like chasing her. through.
Cyborg's character here, it reminds me of Cold Stone from Gargoyles.
I wish I understood the reference.
Bas-
Bone Saw
watched
from
that.
Spider-Man.
well, it's basically a cybernetic gargoyle that has like multiple personalities, but that's because there's like 3 souls that live inside of him. So at any time, one could take control, and one of them is evil.
I feel like I
Have
would
you
like
seen
Gargoyles.
Glass?
Yeah, you could stick
The movie Glass.
a lot of the themes.
James McAvoy has 20 personalities. 24, but 4 had to get edited out of the movie.
Whoa.
Yeah, you can see a lot of similarities
long.
between gargoyles that in the Spectacular Spider-Man series and Young Justice. I mean, heck, even
Because it's all Greg Weisman. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
even
true. Yeah, it is.
Queen Bee's appearance, I would say it's somewhat modeled after the character Demona because they both share the same voice
Yeah.
actor. They both have like the earrings,
Yep.
the crown, even the little cape thing. It looks like the gargoyle wings relaxed. Or
Yeah,
Okay.
it's what's her face from Star Trek, I think.
Marina Sirtis.
Deanna Troy. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Not to mention the lots of
Nice.
sharings of actors from Gargoyles, even how they use Star
Yeah.
Trek actors. In fact, Bruce Greenwood,
Yeah, there's
after
a lot of them. Yeah.
even Bruce Greenwood is technically a Star Trek actor, mostly with the
Yeah, mhm.
recent movies.
Nice.
There's a Trivia Tuesdays for the You Won't Ever Do. Because they're ending
That's an
soon.
idea. That's an idea.
Yeah, we can do a video like that. Let's see. This, ends with Tara again. She's doing the same Teen Titans thing where she's working for
She's
Slade.
working for
yeah,
Deathstroke.
and-
I saw it coming.
It's
It's
like,
all-
can we get Tara to be introduced without doing the Jewish Contra thing?
No.
I mean,
No, we can't. She's always going to portray the team, always.
but I mean, we already did the mole thing from season 1. That was kind of like with the whole Tara thing, just without Tara.
Well, in the comics, Tara gets so confusing. They end up bringing like a second or even third Tara. In the books, I can't even go into explaining who they are. It's so weird. It's as weird as like 90s Supergirl. It's that confusing.
Right.
Well-
like Tara is a character. Like I just watched Teen Titans earlier this year, like all the way through, and I didn't remember most of her episodes. I just remembered that she's a bad guy at some point, I guess. And this one, like, she seems different enough of a character that it's not gonna feel the same. Like, it felt more betrayal-y because she had been their friend, and she and Beast Boy were like a thing, and now in this, she's just kind of there and is immediately, well, JK, I'm a bad guy. Like, oh, okay, I kind of expected that, but
Shoulda known.
it'll
Yeah.
still be kind of bad, yeah.
Yeah, because in Teen Titans,
loved
she was like insecure about people knowing what she can do, and she thought that Beast Boy betrayed him, so that's why she ran away. And Deathstroke seemed like very sympathetic, though probably not as creepily as in the actual Jewish Contract movie. So that's why she was gearing to betray them, or at least help them out. Though in here, I would say that Granny got involved, because if we learn anything from Legacy, there's
mind control.
Yeah, worse mind controlling.
That's Granny's thing. Granny's all about
if
mind
we've learned
control,
anything from Legacies of the DCAU, it's that
Granny was in one panel.
Yeah, there was that Granny goodness watched Orion become King of Apocalypse. Let's see. What else? Anything else in this episode?
What was really cool of this episode was to see the Outsiders disguised as the Court of Owls when they did the auction for Terra.
That was
really
like
fun.
that whole like meta brawl kind of thing was for the Court of Owls.
Except the Outsiders were there as the Court of Owls.
Yeah, but it just makes me wonder if in this universe Batman's already dealt with the Court of Owls, or if he's still unaware of their existence, like, or if they just happen to be character designs that they used or whatever.
Oh, he's aware. They're aware.
Yeah, probably. But
I guess.
I don't know. The Court of Owls seem like very very prideful, and that would lower themselves to be in this kind of meta brawl. But
they would be there,
I guess,
easily.
They watch Batman go through the maze and stuff. Like they're just watching him torture himself or whatever, and that. So
they're messed up. They're the type of group that would definitely get an invite. Like in the comics, there's been even as recent as Doomsday Clock. I think it was number 5 where they have that huge gathering of supervillains in the warehouse. Like Riddler's giving a speech, and the Court of Owls are there along with everyone else. So
I have
not left out.
that comic box pack with the Court of Owls mask in it, and I've just never unboxed it. And I think because every time that I've gone thinking like, I could like trick or treat and wear a Court of Owls mask, that anyone
wear a suit,
but like anyone that doesn't get it won't have any idea what I'm doing, and anyone that does get it will be like, you could have gone for a more extravagant supervillain. Like, it's kind of a lazy costume, but
you should bring that mask to Emerald City. I'm gonna borrow it.
Yeah, walk around.
I'll borrow it.
Yeah. We'll be famous enough by that time that I can just like, it's really James Strecker from the Watchtower Database, and everyone will freak out.
Unsubscribe, bro.
Yeah. Whoa.
Well.
Yeah. So we've now that we've gone through these, we can let's give do we want to maybe do like a ranking of all the, maybe not all the episodes, but like what's our favorite episode out of this first half of stuff? I think mine might be the Beast Boy one where he's going through all the different shows he sees, because that was one where he sees Kid Flash, he sees dead characters. And like it was one of the only ones that made me like actually tear up a little bit, like, it's the people I know or whatever. Versus like there's been a lot of shocking moments in the other episodes, but none of them have really like made me stop what I'm doing and go like, oh my god, or whatever.
Yeah,
so I like that one a lot.
I liked the one with I loved the Lobo fight, but I think my favorite was the Vandal Savage origin story.
Yeah, that was a good one too. Just separate, kind of weird. It was
a cool
Toonami.
Standalone.
Yeah.
I loved seeing all the history, seeing him interact with like an ancient Dr. Fate and fighting Starro at one point and fighting Darkseid later. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the Vandal Savage episode is definitely my favorite in terms of villain origin stories. I think the funniest one is definitely Nightmare Monkeys.
And there's also that one that Ted doesn't like with all the Roys teaming up with Nightwing.
Hate it so much.
That one was funny because it was.
I don't like funny.
It was just interesting seeing Will being a father figure. He's basically the middle brother where he's like very balanced.
Which one's Will?
It's just funny him just being a dad.
That's the older one with no beard. Pay attention. Wait, no, that's the one with the
Jim,
beard,
right?
That's the one with the beard. I'm not. I lose. I'm sorry. Which one?
So
plus,
confusing.
there's a good it was a good breather for after 3 straight episodes where it's like, everything is just going really fast paced. There's no stopping from the last three. So plus it was nice to see Zatanna with Doctor Fate, because that was something that was in my mind, is that they could address, like maybe not an hour, like maybe a day or so, but I guess the Lords of Order is needed.
Yes. Very much.
I mean, is Doctor Fate really like that in the comics?
Where it's like his the person under the helmet can only get 1 hour at a time. It's not like that. He gives him a little more freedom.
Yeah, just very imposing and controlling of whoever's host body is.
That.
Like, is he like that?
Yeah. But that 1 hour a year is like kind of a new thing. That reminds me of like Pirates of the Caribbean, where like you can only see Orlando Bloom once every 10 years.
Once every Orlando Bloom. There's
when the Orlando blooms in the spring.
Once in an Orlando Bloom. There's most of my Dr. Fate experience is DCAU Dr. Fate, so it's not like he's a lot more just like, I'm a guy with magic powers. I mean, I'm kind of
a really cool
and
miniseries
whatever,
that came out in like 2008 or 2009. I forget which year, maybe even earlier, but it was called The Helmet of Fate. And it was like a 5-part series where the helmet kind of gets passed around to a couple different users before it finally settles on its new person, on its new host. So it was worn by like Zatanna, Detective Chimp, and Zariel, and like Ibis the Invincible, and Sargon the Sorcerer, and just all these like B-level DC magician types. But ultimately it went to Kent Nelson, who is the Golden Age Dr. Fate. It was like
But doesn't he get his own body in the comics? I think I read that somewhere. Like he's able to have his own like energy-based kind of body. Yeah, Naboo.
Maybe he's depicted as like being alive in some of the JSA comics. If they go back to ancient Egypt and see him interacting with Black Adam and people like that, Hawkman, Hawkgirl.
So, do we want to make some predictions, perhaps, of what we want to have happen or what we think will happen with these characters? I think Tara is going to not be as big of a deal as she was for Teen Titans. I think she's just going to maybe have 1 or 2 episodes devoted to her pretending to be good and not, and then she'll get found out pretty quickly.
And then Geoforce will be really sad.
Yeah, he'll be very upset about it. And I think he'll be like, oh no, she's just being controlled by stuff. Like, she's not in charge of her own self. And then she'll be like, no, I'm not being controlled. This is me.
I wanted to do this. Screw you, brother.
Yeah. Nah, her brain's just rewired now, thanks to Granny.
Right. Yeah, you could be right. Yeah.
It's possible.
I
think we're gonna see Slowbo. I've said that before.
Yep,
we're gonna see Slowbo because he's gonna grow out of Lobo's severed finger.
Right.
It's gonna be It's gonna be a little Lobo. It's like
when
tiny
you
Rick,
said that the first
tiny
time,
Lobo.
I was like, "Oh, that's a ridiculous concept." And then I watched
Except
another
it's
episode,
real and it's happening.
It just showed the finger again, and it has like little nubbins coming out of it. It's just like, really, this is a thing.
That's a thing. That's the thing that's gonna happen.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that. I thought the finger was just being like growing fungus or something, or just being like
it's growing itself into Slowbo.
Yeah.
Holy crap! I didn't think of that. Because I did look in Wikipedia that there was a little Lobo that was among the original members. So wow, it's
Lobo.
So he's gonna be definitely another outsider.
Little Lobo is actually he's Lobo,
yeah.
but he got de-aged in these. There's a story arc in Young Justice that was like their one major crossover called Sins of Youth, where Clarion the Witch Boy makes all the adults and all the kids swap ages, basically. So the Justice League and the Justice League become teenagers, the JSA become babies, and the teenage characters are adults. So
I want to read that.
I've always it's really good. Yeah, Sense of Youth, it's awesome. Hopefully they adapt that.
I would love to see it.
I hope they do.
Now I would like to see a team up between like Morgan Le Fay and Mordred with Clarion if they ever did that.
They did that in the like Jack Kirby Demon series, like the original Etrigan book. They were both villains.
So Young Justice, what's going to happen in that though?
I know. Sorry.
Well, I'm thinking that we might get to see a version of Titan's Tower, maybe, or at least another secret base, because the way I see it, Nightwing's Outsiders team, it feels like a mix between like the Outsiders from the comics and the new Teen Titans.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
there's enough characters now from like classic Teen Titans lineups that they could start doing separate teams, and one of them can be like Beast Boy, Cyborg. I guess there's no Raven or Starfire yet, but the other ones are there. Oh, I dropped my wedding ring.
We'll see.
I'm not
I like
married
how you
anymore.
take that off to
But
record the
I did see-
podcast.
Yeah, thank you.
But I did see a little trailer for the second half for the season. It didn't
right.
show much, just that
Probably just the first episode.
but we get to see Amanda Waller again,
Right, yeah.
as well as Black Manta and Monsieur Mala, but no brain. And I think I saw for a second Captain Boomerang. So
Oh yeah, I did see that.
looks
trailer.
like Waller might be running a Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah.
That would be cool.
And so far, Beast Boy seems to be joining just the team, not the outsiders. So
Yeah.
Miss Martian's team.
They, I mean, I complained earlier in the season that we're not seeing enough of the actual Young Justice team because they're not the focus of the show, and they never the characters that are now the team have never really been the focus of the show. But I do miss seeing Impulse and Blue Beetle and those guys, Wonder Girl and stuff. Like they're just kind of there.
I want to see more of Tim Drake and
that little
Spoiler
group
and
of Bat Family people. Yeah.
I love their episode.
That was a good one too. Yeah, it was very Detective
fought
Comics-y.
Clayface.
Yeah, yep.
yeah, I feel like the whole secrecy of how the leaders of all teams are coexisting together. I feel like that's really gonna be bite them in the butt somewhere along the side of the season.
Yeah, well, yeah, they kept they were almost pompous about how well Batman's we gotta do what the light does and just have a bunch of people that don't know that they're all working together or whatever. But I don't know, that seems really unorganized and stupid. It's just bound to fall on its face at some point.
They set it up in the first
like-
episode, that plausible deniability of
Yeah.
oh, I don't know what Batman's doing. He quit,
Right,
and
that's
we
true,
disowned
yeah.
him. You know.
Yeah, I mean, have they learned anything from Calder's mission?
Right, yeah.
Nope.
With the whole stabbing
Stabby steps.
or not Arrowette, Artemis. Yeah. Tigress.
Didn't learn a thing.
Yeah, though at least this time the leaders know, but the leaders know at least every leader.
Do you think Wally West is going to come back from the DC animated universe because that's why they have a Kid Flash costume in the Flash Museum in Flash and Substance?
Yeah, it's all
That's where he is
connected.
while he's missing right now.
Yeah.
Possibly? I mean, part of me kind of thinks that might happen at some point, though. Hard to say, because I mean, I feel like they made Wally West take in the role of Barry in some aspects, being being the guy that's very smart but not too geeky and having to sacrifice himself, just like Barry did
For
in
Crisis,
the
basically.
Crisis on Infinite Earths. So
I think
we'll see. I mean, that could be something.
it's seemingly obvious that he will come back because there's just a bunch of talk about him or hints about him. But this show has also just been known to completely, throw everything in the air and not do what I expect them to do, and usually in a good way. So it's, I don't know, kind of 50-50 to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, there might be a little bit of a Will and Artemis kind of relationship going on, which is what I suspected early on. But then again, they're not in the same bed.
Yeah, well, Ted
Plus-
and I did talk about this in the first round of episodes discussion. I mentioned is Roy and Artemis a
There's
thing?
some sexual
I
tension
don't
there.
understand. And then people were commenting all over the place. Just because people live in a house doesn't mean that they're together. And I was like, okay. And then in the next episode we watched, there's flirtatious, and they're like, oh, what about you and Artemis? And no, nothing's going on. And I was like, see.
Hey, if
You
Cheshire's abandoned her baby,
Yeah.
the baby's gonna need a mama. That might be Artemis.
Well, at least she's being more responsible than in the mainstream comics.
Yeah. What's Artemis doing in the mainstream?
I was gonna say, I have no idea. Yeah.
No. I meant Cheshire. I mean, because from what I've read, Cheshire didn't seem to care about Leanne at all. So
Yeah, in the Titans series with Devin Grayson. It was kind of a
plus,
similar thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if there'd be a season 4 continue on because we got baby Damien and baby Jonathan
I think
Kent.
they're kind of
so-
setting that up to be like,
we'll get a season
if
4.
we don't continue this show forever, then those were fun little cameos, and then if we do, then in 8 more seasons they can be on the team or whatever. So.
And eventually we'll get to Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I'm just thinking that perhaps maybe by the time that Damian and Jonathan would be of age, I'm thinking for Connor, either he might sacrifice himself, or another option would be he kind of becomes next Superman somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's been on my mind since they said in first episode where he wanted to do more.
We'll see.
Especially since Superman's been off world, so they it would be nice if there be. I was thinking it would be nice if there's red cape flying around.
Well, this is definitely the oldest version of Connor Kent that I think we've ever been introduced to in any medium, like comics, movies, anything. Like Connor Kent's never gotten engaged to anyone.
Yeah.
He's in a different life, step than we've ever seen his character before.
Yeah,
so
because you
he's
talked about how they're kind
unpredictable
of treading
territory.
into territory that they haven't done before because
it's like they've almost caught up to like the New 52 reboot to
yeah.
Flashpoint. Yeah, they've almost gotten that far in the timeline.
So yeah,
But,
I trust these guys to come up with cool stuff. I'm not worried about the show in any way. Like I'm definitely looking for. I'm detached enough from the show that I don't like. I'm not going to be sitting here going like, "Come on, I have to wait till June or whatever for the next 4 months." But I'm excited enough that I like when it comes back, I'm gonna be like, "Oh hell yeah, I can finally watch the rest of the episodes." So yeah,
Me too.
Well, there's the actual Doom Patrol show.
Yep, there's stuff in between for sure. I think Swamp
That'll
Thing's
be out
gonna
by
be-
the time this episode airs.
Yeah.
You'll be able to watch it.
Oh yeah,
With
you're
Doom
right.
Patrol.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah. Plus, I'll also think what I'd like to see is both Cassandra's, Cassandra Cain and Cassandra
Right.
Savage,
And Sandsmark. Cassandra
have their
Sandsmark.
moments. Because
That's Wonder Girl.
I have a feeling Savage's daughter, she might betray them.
Yeah, she doesn't seem too on board with what's going on. I did note, her costume when she has the full face mask on is very like orphan looking also, so that would be a good matchup to fight each other or something.
Wait, you mean Cassandra Cain or the Vandal
Vandal
Savage's daughter? Okay. Yeah, because that'd also be cool to see Cassandra Cain against Lady
Yeah.
Shiva.
Yeah.
Yep, that'd be a cool
Which
fight.
makes me wonder if we'll see David Cain or even some showing of Orphan, their version of Orphan, which I don't know. I'm not crazy
Well, that's
about
what we saw Orphan.
Orphan. Like,
Yeah. You sliced Clayface
But
down
why-
the face.
why Orphan? Like, why not just like Black Bat?
Yeah, I liked Black Bat as an identity too. But,
Why
whatever.
not Batwing, you guys? Where's Batwing? Where's Terry McGinnis?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Where's Nightwing?
Yeah, where is Nightwing?
Oh, yeah, he's in most of the episodes. That's
Yeah,
right.
you're right.
Sorry, that's an inside joke.
Batwing is just a Falcon ripoff.
Yeah, I guess it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, we should probably wrap this up.
Yep.
It's been good talking to you, Brian. I think this was a really good look at, the last batch of Young
Thank you
Justice
for being
episodes,
on.
and
I helped.
we're stuck in this weird limbo world now between
Yeah, what do we do?
it's the bleed of the podcast. Oh, we're back.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank God. Now I have to include the bleed part in order for thank God to make any sense.
Wow, what a weird podcast space-time paradox.
Yeah. It's like the Fatal Five went back in time of our podcast and then changed the realities. Okay,
No
so
realities. Are we doing comic relief?
yeah, you
or-
are. Yeah, you are. I can at least
You didn't have anything
briefly-
last time. You should go
No,
first. Yeah.
I still don't really, but I've been kind of watching Titans because Maddie is forcing me to watch Titans so I can read his timeline script.
Oh yeah. Well, I watched it. So after you watch it, we can talk about it.
Well, I'm up through. I think I have like 3 episodes left still, but I'm up through the Donna Troy episode.
So you can tell now that the structures makes no sense.
No,
of the
it
season.
really does not. There is no.
It has no flow.
No, it's just this episode's this now. Like there's they're all separate stories completely. Like also,
Like
I
the
think
overarching thing is so subtle.
Yeah.
Like it's there, but it's every like other episode.
Yeah, well, because I think I mentioned like before that the first episode you get to see all the Titans at one point or another. They're just like even Beast Boy is just right at the very end, but you still see him. And then the second episode is just suddenly like, oh, it's only Robin and Raven, and they're gonna go visit Hawk and Dove, and the whole episode's about Hawk and Dove. It's like, wait, but
And then we have another one later called Hank
and Dawn. I
Dawn.
haven't watched that one yet, but yeah. But yeah,
It's
every
like the
other
follow-up.
episode is a different story. It's a different.
You had your Jason Todd
Yeah.
episode, your Doom Patrol episode, your Donna Troy episode.
Yeah, the Donna Troy episode is like it ends with Starfire being revealed to be like, oh, she's here to kill Raven, and then the episode ends. That was kind of a cool ending at least, but the rest of the episode was very dry and empty and like, oh god, the special effect of Donna Troy jumping onto a truck and doing like a
I
front
thought
flip
that
over
was
it.
kind of cool.
It was horrible.
I
was
just like that they're keeping these characters like not like they're doing that sort of stuff with
I
them. It's not like
guess.
she just walks away.
But
She
we-
jumps on a truck and flips over, and
We
because
talked
she can do
about
that.
before how the like the Starfire fire effects are really good, and then the
Robin
anytime
had
anyone
some pretty
has
cool
to
action scenes.
yeah, but anytime anyone has to like leap an impossible leap, it's very obviously a CGI them,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, this looks real bad. So,
Maybe they just got used to doing that with the Flash because it's like all
Yeah.
they do. And Supergirl.
that's all that I've really. I don't really have much to say about it. When this season's over, for me, I can talk about it more, I guess. But yeah,
There's
it's
a leaked
it's been okay.
a leaked image of Donna Troy in her Wonder Girl costume.
Oh.
You can find that on the internet if you.
Is it the sparkly star one or is it the red
It is.
one?
Yeah, well, the red one. Yeah.
No, those are two different ones. I'm talking about like, is it the black star
No.
one? Yeah, okay. Donna
it's
Troy.
the
Well,
red one.
talk about what your thing is while I'm looking this up.
I
What'd you read?
I
Yeah.
read 2 books recently. Most recently, I read Batman number 62. It's a continuation of Tom King's Batman run. This one had Bruce in like a fever dream nightmare, and he's imagining that his marriage to Catwoman actually went well, and she didn't walk out on him. She went back to the wedding, was like, hey, I need to do this, I need you, sort of thing. And so then they're together and allegedly happy, fighting crime together and stuff like that. But Constantine just keeps popping up at the most inconvenient moments. Like Bruce and Selena are flirting in the Wayne Mansion like master bath, about to like take a shower together, and Constantine's just over there like just chilling against the wall, just like Batman does with Amanda Waller in
Yeah.
the Justice League Unlimited episode. Hands her a towel. It's basically like that. Constantine's just talking to Bruce the entire dream, just being like, hey, you know, this is real. Like, I'm in your subconscious. I'm trying to get you out of this thing. Like,
That's what I was just
this
gonna
is
say. Is he not
imaginary.
actually there? Yeah.
But then by the end of the issue, we learned that Constantine isn't actually there, and it is a figment of Bruce's imagination, like subconsciously trying to get him out of that dream anyway.
So it's not even really Constantine trying to poke
Yeah.
into his head. It's just Batman being crazy. Yeah.
He's imagining Constantine being the guy telling him that it's a dream and he needs to wake up. I'm pretty sure it's something to do with Professor Pig, like manipulating him.
Well,
He
is
was,
I keep seeing covers and panels and stuff of Batman like hanging upside down in a meat warehouse.
that was
and
from the
stuff.
issue before.
Okay.
That was from number 61. And that was crazy. It was the same writer and artist who did the recent Mr. Miracle
Yeah, it looked
comic.
really
So,
vivid. Yeah,
yeah, it's Tom King and Mitch Gerard.
I need to just
They
buy the
did
Mr.
something similar.
Miracle trade.
It's out soon. It's
Yeah.
really soon. It's this month.
Yeah.
So you can get it. I have it pre-ordered. So
Ooh.
I already have the issues too. Anyway, so I read that, and then the other thing that I read was the Justice League Annual. But have you read that yet? You're reading the Scott Snyder Justice League.
Yeah,
series.
I'm behind on all the drowned.
Oh, you're
Earth.
like a story arc or two behind now.
Am I really? God damn it.
Yeah. There's Drowned Earth, and then they did like it was a 4-issue story arc with Martian Manhunter, Hawk Girl, and Jon Stewart, and they
Okay.
go to Thanagar, and they end up doing something with Shayra Hull, who's there, and but it's not the Hawk Girl that we have in the Justice League, but it's the Shayera that we recognize from the cartoon.
Whoa.
So it's a little weird, but it's a cool story arc, and that leads into like while they're there on Thanagar, they learn some knowledge that really helps them with the mystery behind the Source Wall and the totality and Perpetua and all that stuff
that's
been going on.
Huh?
Yeah. So what they learn on Thanagar, they bring back, and the Justice League is like, sure, they know how to fix the Source Wall. And I don't want to spoil this for you because it is one of the best Justice League issues that I've read in like recent years. Like Justice League, it was the annual #1 that came out this year, 2019, and it's kind of going to set up the Justice League series for the next year. So this was like kind of like the next big step in this overarching story about the Source Wall and the totality since we saw them at the beginning of the series and after No Justice.
Yeah,
so
because No Justice happened in like March or something. So we're approaching
it ended around then. About a year. Yeah. So this kind of like reveals a few of the mysteries behind Starman and Perpetua and all that, but sets up the next stage of mysteries.
Okay.
So it was a really cool issue. And we should talk about it more after you call it up.
After I read 12 more issues.
It sets the stage up for a really interesting year, for sure. It's the stakes are big. Stakes are really big. And the Justice League is in a situation.
Justice League versus the situation from...
No, Justice League versus the entire universe, basically.
No,
everyone's
from
pissed at them.
You know, that show,
Everyone's
Jersey
basically
Shore.
like... Justice League, like the issue basically ends with them telling the Justice League, like, hey, you guys need to just chill on Earth for a while because nobody likes you. Like that's kind of where we get at. It's like you guys have to stop fucking everything up. Like just
like Young Justice season 2 where the
where they have to go on like an
banned
intergalactic apology tour.
Yeah.
That's what I assume they'll need to do. In the over the next year of stories, I think they're going to do something similar. Go on an apology tour because they have some shit to apologize.
Justice League on tour. It's not what you think it is. We're just here to say sorry and move on. Next planet of.
But there's no moving on for what they did.
Well, I have been watching Young Justice 1 and 2 again with Jessica. That's my wife. Because
Jessica Cruz.
Yeah, I've been watching it with Jessica Cruz. The real person. That's all. It's still good. Let's see. I'm trying to get to the pinned messages in the Untitled Mail segment Discord server. Because I know I put some in here.
What a good plug for the Discord server.
Yeah. You know what that is? It's a place where you can go and talk to us and other fans of us and... You know. That's it. Let's see. This was... I thought we had one recently on here, but maybe not. Maybe there's actually nothing on the Discord that we didn't already talk about. Because did we do Would You Rather Spend a Day with Bruce Timm and Paul Dini? Please note you can never meet the other person. Did we already do that?
No, I don't think we have.
Oh, well, there's that one. Yeah. Would you rather spend a day with Bruce Timm or Paul Dini? This is from Marvel King.
Spend the day, I would have to choose Paul Dini, just because
you can never meet the other person.
That's okay. I said earlier in the podcast, if you don't want to meet your heroes, it just ends in disappointment. So Bruce Timm is a big hero. I mean, I'd love to meet him. We'd interview him, we'd talk to him. But I picked Paul Dini, who I would meet, because I saw on Twitter a couple of weeks ago that Paul Dini got like, it looked like he got really drunk at like one of his kids' birthday parties or something. There was a bunch of inflatable bouncy houses
that
and stuff
was live
on
Facebook, and I watched it live with
he
Mark.
Looks like
Mark
he's a lot of fun. Like get really drunk and get a bunch of bouncy castles and stuff. Let's hang out with Paul Dini.
Yeah, he was having like a Christmas party or something. Yeah, it was weird. I don't know.
Invite me to your Christmas party next year, Mr. Dini.
Yeah, he does seem like he'd be way more fun to hang out with, just from his personality. And so he's also in that like commercial making the action figures kiss and stuff with Kevin Smith.
If that wasn't possible though, I would hang out with Bruce Timm, but we'd have to go to a strip club, and I would have to have him draw the entire time. Just,
He wouldn't say anything.
but I
He'd
get to
just be
pick. I'd be
really
like, do that.
uncomfortable.
Do her next.
Ooh, do
Draw
her,
her
do
next.
you say? Yeah, but okay, you
can't do
said
that,
not to
sir.
meet your heroes, but like you're more of the writer, I'm more of the artist. So like I should meet Paul Dini, you should meet Bruce Timm.
Why? Just to counterbalance?
No, because then shouldn't Paul Dini be more
I'll
of a
meet
hero
whoever.
to
I've
you?
got plans with both of them.
Oh, I know what to do. I guess I would. I don't know. I would probably go for Dini too, just because I feel like Bruce Timm, if he knows we exist, probably doesn't like us too much. Because we're constantly telling our audience, "Oh, Bruce Timm was wrong about this thing. Bruce Timm was wrong about this thing."
I don't like us very much either. So.
Yeah, to be honest with you. Yeah.
I'm
But
sympathetic.
like, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, there's times where he says stuff that I feel like he's cheekily referencing us specifically, but he never.
They're aware. They're so aware.
Yeah, but I
They're
just feel
aware.
like he doesn't. I don't know. He doesn't necessarily approve of our methods sometimes. I don't know if the same
That's okay.
is. It might be the same with Paul Dini though, because he's also kind of mentioned stuff about like he was on that Batman Beyond or Batman animated podcast like a couple years ago where he
With Justin
said-
Michael.
yeah, where he got asked like oh, are you like flattered when people use your characters and stuff like that, and he said like, oh, there's a lot of really good fan projects that like dabble in
Yeah.
our cartoon universe, but like I really wish that people would just do their own stuff. And I was like, oh, whoop.
As an artist, that's like great advice,
Yeah.
because you get rid of the gray area. You don't have to worry about copyright
Yeah.
infringement, thing like that. What we do with Legacies is definitely like fair use, and we put it out there for free and everything. But it's I think he's also just talking about like general fan art that you see on DeviantArt
General
and
fan
whatnot
art.
that are just
Yeah.
which is what you do primarily.
Yeah.
So he's definitely talking about you,
Yeah, thank you.
no matter how you look at it. Yeah.
Star Drop on the Discord asks, I'm writing you now on this windy January day with an inquiry which only you can answer. What is your favorite Justice League Unlimited team composition? Yours truly, Brian Michael Bendis. She says, mine's definitely any of the times Green Arrow and Supergirl were on the same team. They had some Kino back and forths. I like Question Huntress. That's good stuff. I liked the double date episode with them and Green Arrow, Black Canary. I kind of
Shining Knight and Vigilante.
Yeah,
Who
that's
knew
good.
that they were the best friends we needed?
Booster Gold and himself. Green Lantern.
Flash and Alligator Man had some funny conversation.
Elongated, Ted.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, then Blue Beetle and Booster Gold is good, but they were never really on the thing. What are your thoughts? This is Marvel King again. What are your thoughts on the non-canon Justice League Unlimited comics? We'll talk about that in a later video.
Will it canon?
Yeah, that is the title of the video for sure. That's not the answer. They're not terrible, really. Like there are some cool issues. I have a hard time reading any of them without just constantly pointing out in my brain like, oh, there's a thing that doesn't make any sense. Why did they do that? Especially because I'm reading the Teen Titans Go. It's the Teen Titans original series tie-in comics Teen Titans Go, not to be confused with the Teen Titans Go cartoon or the Teen Titans Go cartoons tie-in comic Teen Titans Go. But
I'm not confused at all.
this comic is very like they pay a lot of attention to the show. They like reference it directly. Last time we fought this bad guy, we did blah blah blah, and that kind of stuff like constantly. And I could very easily fit where each comic issue goes between episodes and stuff. So it just makes me mad that like, why didn't you pay that much attention when you're making the Justice League ones? I don't know.
They did every now and then, like there'd be an issue that referenced like the end of the season, like Darkseid's invasion and stuff.
Yeah.
The villains going off on their own ways, and there'd be some ones that referenced Cadmus, and Amanda Waller would appear again, and they did a few times.
Yeah.
I liked how they introduced new characters like Dr. Occult and Firestorm.
You're right. Yeah.
People
Black
like that.
Lightning. Yeah.
Yeah, Alan Scott and Jake Garrick.
Radical Robert, he's one of our patrons. He says ranking the characters changes in season 4 of BTAS and if they work better or worse for the characters. So he's talking about like character design changes or whatever. Joker's bottom. Although there is like one shot in World's Finest where he looks really creepy, and I like that. He looks like demonic and inhuman. Penguins maybe my favorite redesign because he goes back to how they originally wanted to put him in BTAS, and then they're like, oh, I guess we got to make him like Danny DeVito instead. I don't really like Catwoman's redesign. It's kind of
very weird. Yeah, it's made her kind of short. And
yeah, they made her like a lot skinnier and less voluptuous, like just more like a stick.
Just a black costume too. Yeah. It's just not that interesting of a look. Scarecrow's redesign was amazing.
Yeah. He's maybe top. Yeah. Riddler, I didn't really care for. He also didn't do much. Yeah.
In TNBA.
There's a lot more bad than good. I think it's more that there was more BTAS than there was TNBA, so there's like just comparatively like, oh, you know, so and so did a much cooler thing when they looked like this. So in my head it's better this way. Clayface and Two-Face, they look pretty much exactly the same. Killer Croc, maybe Killer Croc is better as a green crocodile than he was as a just gray scaly man.
Face in the original, but I do like I don't know, it's more streamlined. It's a good body type for the newer one. Mad Hatter, I actually like his improvement.
Yeah, he also like lost a foot off his height or more for some reason.
Yeah, he did, but I like him better as a creepy short person.
Yeah, Harley Quinn's like exactly the same.
Yeah,
Batman, good. I don't know, I prefer BTS costume, I guess, over that one.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Like, there's some amazing shots with the new one that. Yeah, I like Mr. Freeze's redesign.
Yeah, he kind of fits in more with the designs of everybody else. Like the Mike Mignola design for him looks cool, but it also just seems kind of weird next to all of everybody else's looks. Like it's more.
We've already said that the Joker's redesign was a mistake, and they knew that too. So then they fixed it.
Yeah, like immediately. Yeah.
Justice League. Yeah.
All right. We're done with Discord ones now. These are comments on YouTube videos, or you can contact us at I mess this up all the time, at DCAU Watchtower on social media. This is from what's the name? Jesus Fuentes. This is on the Facebook Messenger to us. He says, hey there, I have a question. What would happen if the DCAU's Justice League met the Earth's mightiest heroes, the animated Avengers? Not to be confused with the anime Avenger.
Right, that's a very different.
Only Ted understands this reference. I'm asking you because I'm writing a crossover fan comic between the two series.
Ooh,
well, that's a nice little idea.
I like fan comics.
I'm questioning if I should do the plot of Avengers equals mortals, JLU equals gods. That could be interesting because the Justice League is typically kind of a Greek god lineup pantheon.
As long as they're not fighting Thor.
Yeah. Then they'll be like, oh, what is this? Yeah, that's what he sounds like.
This is no mere mortal.
Yeah, I was going to say I kind of had a Justice League versus Avengers idea a while ago because I did that Batman vs. Superman animated trailer, and then that got popular, so I was like, I should do more animated things. And I got video or voice clips from the DC Universe Online game because they have a lot of recurring DCAU voice actors. There's like Kevin Conroy Batman, Susan Eisenberg Wonder Woman, and Corey Burton did Brainiac in that. So he talks about the multiverse a bunch in that game because I think that's kind of the plot of the game. I've never really played it. I think that's part of his like he's taking over. He's Brainiac, and so. Yeah, like my plot for this whole thing was that like DCAU Brainiac discovers the multiverse, so
which he already knows about because he possessed Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
and the end of JLU.
He's also
he was in Convergence, and we saw DCAU Brainiac.
Pretend that I came up with this. So he climbs through the whatever gateway he makes himself because he's like,
if I can take
over. Yeah, if I can take over this universe, I should take over all the universes. And then he meets like Ultron or something on the other side. So then they have to all fight like a Brainiac Ultron combo giant robot. And they got to work together with their very similar powers to each other.
Do they fight like a giant, like, not robot, but giant conglomerate of heroes, like the Avengers and the JLA all being squished together into one giant hero thing that fights
and then
a giant robot
monkeys
monster?
form a giant monkey, and then the giant bats form a giant Batman. And oh boy,
I'd watch it.
And all the Ralphs form a giant Ralph and Wreck-It Ralph too.
I would go with more of an approach closer to the JLA Avengers crossover comic by Kurt Busiek, where he...
Oh, would you?
Yes, I would, because he basically like shoved the continuities together. There was a natural reason for it. It was like the two worlds met, but then like their continuities get rewrote into one world. Yeah. And it's like Hawkeye is on the League. He's taking Green Arrow's place, and he's dating Black Canary. And it's like just kind of a mix and match of Avengers and Justice League, and they're all coexisting in one big world. And you've got New York alongside Gotham, and
yeah. Isn't that where they come? There's like a panel that's sort of famous that has I think Captain America or somebody saying like, oh, this world is slightly larger than our world or something.
Yes,
like it has more space.
Yep, they did that.
Yep. That's probably what you just said.
Yep. Huh. That's a good book. It was drawn by George Perez, who did the Crisis on Infinite Earths. It's classic.
It's a good couple of covers from that too, like some notable imagery.
Some of the best work of his career, for sure.
Well, this is the end of the show. Thank you, Brian, again for being on the show. What did he say his thing was? Brian Knight Entertainment?
It was BD
Knight Entertainment.com. Productions Entertainment. On YouTube. You can find him, watch his stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Well, thank Adam Mullen for the music because he writes such dank tunes for us. Thank you for listening, and this podcast is out every other Monday. That's this Monday right now, and then 2 Mondays from now, and then 2 more Mondays from then, and then 2 more Mondays from then, etc. It's on iTunes, it's on YouTube, it's on WatchtowerDatabase.com. Show everybody this podcast, or we will
make more episodes.
Oh no. Wait, so does that mean we'll only make more episodes?
We're gonna make more episodes anyway.
Regardless. Okay.
We won't make more if you don't show.
Oh, there you go. There's a threat. If you don't share this, we'll know.
And
we have your IP address. If you don't click share, we will not make another episode. Every single person.
I'm going to add you to that same list of robocallers who pretend they're the IRS and call me and make me feel like I'm being threatened by the IRS.
Okay. So anyway, we're on social media at DCAU Watchtower. We're also, we got an email address. We're hip with the times.
What?
We made it all the way to 1996.
If you were hip with the times, you'd have a Gmail address.
I would have an AOL address.
That was not hip with the times anymore.
Well, it's info@watchtowerdatabase.com, so it's none of those. You don't have to worry about it. We got videos out Sunday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Thursday, except that somewhere in the middle of what I just said, it will stop being that pretty soon because it'll be a different rotation and to be revealed soon. Oh, subscribe.
Are we going to have different channel teaser music this time around?
Different what?
Are we doing
channel
like a new little like, hey, here's the lineup video, yeah.
That thing.
It's gotta stay. It's gotta stay, right?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Either I am not swamped with 60 Fatal 5 videos.
You know how I am with theme music consistency.
Yeah, can I just have you record the background music for that? And it'll just be all the cool visuals on top of it with you monotone going like, "Hey, it's schedule." Time for video schedule. I'm Ted. Well, we got a Discord server too. It's you can find in the link in the description of this video. You can come talk to me and Maddie and Ted every 16 days. And it's a place where we chat with y'all, and it's actually been a lot of fun because we get to kind of learn more about the people that watch our videos, and people make suggestions of what they'd like to see. And we also with the patreon.com/DCAU Watchtower. You can become a patron. There's all sorts of cool stuff, but one of the things is there's a patron only Discord channel. So we've gotten to know the patrons a lot better than I ever did before. They were kind of just faceless, like there's money that comes to us somehow. And now I know who these people are and why they support us. And they're very supportive, and we love them and till the end of time. So, go do that. And last but not least, we have merch. We got t-shirts. We got phone cases. That's about it. But they got all sorts of logos and things on them.
That's
and
on the
little
Teespring.
phrases, little memes. Yeah, that's teespring.com/stores/DCAU Watchtower. So go do all those things that I said. Like all our pages, order all the t-shirts, eat all the little green cookies that Alfred eats in that one Batman episode that look delicious.
Green eggs and cookies.
Yes, that's the Dr. Seuss version. And that's Seacrest out.
Cool. This has been a very elongated episode.
Yeah. No. What did I say last?
Yeah, I know. I was like,
No offense, but I really don't think you could follow the reasoning of a 12th level intellect such as my own.
Guess not.
The 12th Level Intellects podcast is hosted by the Watchtower Database. Visit watchtowerdatabase.com for more podcast episodes, videos, comics, artwork, and pretty much anything DC Animated Universe you can think of.